friends, the Bartending Competition podcast, where we break down the core principles of competitive bartending and keep you updated on this fascinating world most people don't even know exists. I'm your host, Lachlan Gunner, owner-operator of Trap Cocktail Bar in Adelaide, founder of the Master Bartending Championship, or MBC, and a 3-time national finalist at Diageo's World Class. You know what? Let me start with something that might surprise you. When most people think about bartending competitions, they picture someone just shaking drinks perfectly, maybe throwing in some fancy moves. But here's the thing. That's like saying Formula One is just like driving around in circles. Today, I want to pull back the curtain on what these competitions really are. Think of them as high-stakes sports events that test way more than just your ability to mix liquids together. And trust me, after spending years in this world, I've got some stories that'll change how you see that person behind your local bar. So let's get to this straight away. We call this the Bartending Competition podcast, not the Cocktail Competition podcast. And that's deliberate. I remember sitting with Simone Sana, he's a brand ambassador for World Class here in Australia, and over beers one night he said something that just clicked. These events, they're not testing what drinks you can produce. They're testing your complete skills as a bartender. Think about what that really means. A great bartender isn't just a drinks robot. Over hundreds of years, this profession has evolved into something special. It's about building a community, creating a space where people want to come back, not just for the drinks, but for the whole experience. It's about regulars who trust you, about genuine hospitality, about creating the perfect vibe where people feel at home. Now look, I get it. Some people bartend while they're studying or in between jobs, and that's totally fine. But career bartenders, the ones who do this because they genuinely love it, they become masters of hospitality. And that's what the best competitions are really looking for. When you're up there competing, especially at the elite levels, the judges, who are often masters themselves, they're watching everything. Sure, your drink needs to be perfect, but they're also looking at your technique, your hospitality, the choices you make, and crucially, why you make them. Here's something that might sound weird coming from someone who runs competitions. Winning isn't everything. Actually, I'd say about 60 to 70% of the real value comes from just consistently doing well. Winning? That's the cherry on top that pushes it to 100%. But it's not the whole sundae. Let me paint you a picture of how this usually works. You hear about a competition through the grapevine, you read the rules, and please, actually read them carefully. You craft your drink and submit it, and then you wait. Sometimes that's it. Maybe you win your local round, maybe not. But if you get selected as a finalist, that's when things get really interesting. Suddenly you're competing live, selling not just your drink but your whole personality. Could be at a state level, could be national, and here's the cool part, the organisers often support to help you shine. Makes sense, right? If you look good, their brand looks good. I'll never forget my first national competition. They flew me to Sydney for 3 nights, and when I walked into my hotel room, there was a bottle of tequila sitting on the bed. Pretty sweet, right? But here's the real kicker. That trip gave me something worth way more than any prize money. I made 4 friends that day who are still close friends over a decade later. Those connections, they opened doors I didn't even know existed. When I eventually moved to Sydney, I had a network. I found work easier, my whole career path changed because of those relationships. And for a very select few, the journey goes even further, to the globals. Let me tell you, these are hectic, nail-biting experiences that the general public has no idea even exists. The pressure, the skill level, it's on another planet. Now, not all competitions are created equal. At the Master Bartending Championship, we've broken them down into 4 main types, and each one tests completely different skills. First, we have traditional competitions. These are your classic events. You get a brief, then you create a drink from scratch with almost unlimited creative freedom. You might present on stage at a big party, or might just post it to social media. A panel of judges picks the winner. This is all about craft, creativity, and pushing innovation forward. The second format of competition we call speed competitions. Now these are growing fast, and they're intense. The stopwatch doesn't lie, as we say. At MBC, we publish exact recipes that everyone has to follow, and we measure everything. No room for error. These events are high energy, loud and victorious. The innovation here is mind-blowing. We're talking bartenders making perfect drinks in under 15 seconds before penalties. Under 15 seconds. I can barely pour water that fast without spilling it. Our third category of competition we call Flair competitions. These are more popular in Europe than here in Australia. This is a pure performance. Elaborate routines, sometimes juggling bottles, all while making a cocktail. You're judged on entertainment value. It's like turning the bar into a stage. Part dance, part juggling, part actually making a drink. Finally, we have legacy competitions. These are special. They combine elements of all of the other types, but here's what makes them different. They're usually free to enter, organised by brands who want to build a community and find new talent, and they give out cool prizes beyond just cash. If you're new to competitions, legacy events are gold. They're like an incubator for skill development. You get stage time, you learn to tell stories with your drinks, and you build confidence. At MBC, these act as our feeder series, helping bartenders develop before they specialise. We're even building a leaderboard system that ranks bartenders by skill level based on past performances. It helps us match people of similar abilities so everyone can grow together. So there you have it. Bartending competitions are way more than just making a tasty drink. They're about pushing skills to the limit, building incredible communities, and honestly, they can completely transform careers. What fascinates me most about this whole world existing is that it's right under people's noses. It's this vibrant, evolving scene full of dedication, artistry, and real personal growth. And it makes me wonder, what other hidden arenas are out there? What other communities are fostering mastery and building careers in ways we'd never expect? Next episode, we're diving into some of the more, let's say, controversial opinions people have about bartending competitions. Trust me, it's going to be a spicy one. I'm Lachlan Gunner. Thanks for listening to the Bartending Competition Podcast. Head to trapadl.com/mbc to learn more about the Master Bartending Championship. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.